The Scouter Report with Scouter Report.
What's up, boys?
What's going on?
We're here on episode 1 of Scoutercast.
Thanks for having me.
It's a terrible name. We've got Russell. He's a dude on the team.
I am.
What tournament you win?
I won Portland Regionals, also top 32 at San Jose, and top 16 at Vegas.
You're fucking weak. Alex, ain't done nothing.
Oh, shut up.
Okay, he'll get there. He'll get there. All right, so we're all on the team. We're killing it. Not really, but hopefully.
We try.
At Nats.
Oh, we're taking first, second, third. Guarantee, scoop them up.
First, second, third. First, second, third. All right. So yeah, we're gonna just talk about shit today. Why not? So, how you feeling about Nats? What's going on? I mean, I'm mostly looking forward to those firecracker French fries in Columbus, Ohio. But wow, turn all those off. Steve Rogers, Sid, shut the fuck up, dude.
Fucking us up everywhere.
Anyways, Nats. Do we know what we're doing? I don't think we know what we're doing yet.
I don't.
One week away.
I don't know if anyone really knows what they're going with yet.
Know?
I think there's, with the new format and not a lot leading up to it, it's just all hell's going to break loose. I think there's going to be a lot of decks there. That doesn't mean that the meta is necessarily diverse, because I think there's 2-3 decks that are just like really prominent, but I do expect to see a lot of weird matchups.
Lots of rogue.
Like what?
Yeah.
What are you expecting?
I think that the decks to look out for are definitely Droids, Storm, Janemba. If I'm leaving any out, I think those are like the three.
No Shenron?
I think Shenron's good, but I think when you go into Nats, like those are the 3 decks. Like if you can't beat those, then your deck is just wrong. Right. Shenron, there's so many different like lists you can play, but like Janemba specifically, if you can't kill him fast enough or do something, like Wish Leaders have like Bulma. Droids can just, I mean, once you play Cell or Super 17, you kind of just win that matchup. Storm just kind of kills them.
Yep.
So
Storm, I know, Alex, you've been playing that.
Been on Storm
like
for
a lot lately.
Lately, yeah, because kind of has a good.
Do you think it's the play?
Unsure. It has a lot of good matchups, but if someone's playing a hard stop to the deck, then you're going to probably get stopped in your tracks.
But doesn't everything else beat the hard stops?
Yeah, pretty much.
So like, it's the play, but not the play, but might be the play.
It's consistent. The only thing is, it has decent matchups across the board. So that's kind of the thought in playing
just
that.
Straight gas. Like
always gas. All gas, no brakes.
Right.
Always.
okay.
So do you really think there's not going to be a Shenron deck list? That I mean,
I think
Shenron's... Phil here just won that tournament today with Shenron.
He did.
Shout out to the net deck, Matt Coombs.
I think Shenron's good. I think there's some more testing we have to do. Like I played Rebrand today at our release tournament, and I think there's a lot I would tweak to the deck after I played it. Mm-hmm. But I think there's potential with Shenron.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that just isn't tested yet, or maybe is undiscovered. There's just too many options with that deck.
Yeah, I think that Shenron is the only good Wish Leader. I think the fact that none of the other Wish Leaders can search a Dragon Ball if you go first is just like terrible. Yeah.
Dog won't shut up.
It's okay. It adds
not okay.
It adds a little spice to the video.
Fuck up, dog. What about the yellow Shenron? Not.
I think
I think it's solid.
I think having access to Bloodlust and stuff like that is just solid all around.
So yellow Shenron, we're just talking about Frieza, not like Shenron with like yellow mixed in.
No, yellow.
Okay.
We're talking about Frieza.
A new leader. I mean, I know the regular Shenron is probably the best, but like
or Sorbet Frieza.
Yeah, Sorbet.
Yeah.
Sorbet.
Sorber. Like I said, having access to the entire yellow engine, you have Nimbus in the main, you have Batarang, you got everything.
Resurrected Terror is pretty ridiculous. Like that card has been irrelevant. For
Me and Alex were
6 months.
talking a little bit about the Sorbet Frieza leader, and that the thing about that deck is its high end is so good. Like when the deck does what it needs to do, it's ridiculous. But it's one of the most inconsistent Wish Leaders, in that your hands, like your opening hands, would just be so bad.
Yep.
And like
garbage.
after like games 2 and 3, depending on what your opponent is side decking, like Frieza can just be shut down. Like it's insane, like how bad its post sideboard matchups can be.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. So Janemba, I feel like people are going to get caught off guard that haven't tested against it. And if you haven't tested against it, you really should.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that.
I know we've played it a little bit. I think I've probably played it the most out of all of us. Mm-hmm. And it wins quite a few games if the people don't either have tech against it or like know how to play around it.
Oh, for sure.
Would you guys say that's the most consistent deck going into Nats? I say it's the most consistent in
it's
itself.
Consistent because everything you need to do is like based off your leader.
It's just right there.
Like most of the deck is just like straight defense, but then you do have like the Janemba package that in itself is like consistent too, because like you have the 4/1 drops that search everything out. Yep. The 3 drop turns into any Janemba you need it to be, and then it just like recycles everything.
Yep. It has spot removal. It has everything, right?
Yep.
So
I think like the Janemba leader, it's just you don't have to attack their leader is like the big thing. It's just leave them at 8 if they don't have self-awakening, which everyone should, but some people don't. You just win. And it's like when we played our game, you were playing Hercule and I played it. It was just like just negate everything, wait for you to get your big drops, put them a Foob on them, and eventually you just deck out.
And since the deck doesn't really need to do a whole lot on its turn anyways, like you can always leave a bunch of energy up open for like Mufuba, which is like, I think a really big card this format.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think Mufuba's probably got to be played in every single blue deck, at least.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah. Then about Hercule, the big boy from last format.
The big boy.
I think
the Storm Killer.
The deck is strong, but I just don't think it's the pick for the event. It's Shenron leaders can sit back, never attack you, negate your attacks, and you never generate that card advantage that you were generating in this past format.
Yeah. Shenron's just a terrible matchup.
Yeah.
It's
and the Shenron
awful.
also like plays big fatties.
Yeah.
Big hitters, which is exactly how you beat Hercule.
And Hercule also just auto loses to droids.
Yeah.
Like that matchup is so free, it's insane.
It was like 50-50 before, and now it's just...
Yeah. Now that with all the new stuff that droids got from this set, it's too free.
Yeah. So what about droids? We're looking at Super 17, original Android leader. What's the thoughts?
I think both leaders have a lot of applications. Like Super 17 has a lot more firepower going for it. It can do a lot more on given turns. It's also nice because you get that draw one like consistently. So before like Super 17, the leader itself like negates all the weaknesses that droids had before. Like you're able to go through your deck more. You can tap out whenever you want because you have like the untap 2 plus the new negate.
Drawing into cells. Yeah. Not that big a deal.
And the crit on the back is like insane.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's crazy. So many times.
And even the activate main skill is pretty crazy. Like,
kind of keeps the game in check.
Yeah. Well, and if you only playing like the Super 17 line, it makes sure they go down to 6 every time, which is not amazing, but like keeps the game manageable.
Well, it's
because you get them down to 10.
I think it's bringing them down to 9, right?
Bring them down to 9, and you take 2.
9.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
So
you
you
can
takes them down to 5, which is
if you attack twice. Most time you're just going to poke once, though.
At 5, if you have super combos in hand and you got Toas or something, you can use something. You're not really overwhelming in that.
I just think the deck has so much utility now.
Yeah, you
and
can go either direction.
Before it had a very like straight path to victory.
Yeah.
And now it has like multiple paths it can take.
It's pretty sick. So what do we think's winning?
Oh, Jesus. You're going to really go with that now?
Dude, we're doing it. What do we think? What's the bold prediction? Because I know mine. I think it's Storm, honestly. I think it is. It's bad.
I was just going to say, I think Storm has it's strong. It has consistent matchups across the board. It's not that it's necessarily the best deck. I just think it's the most consistent in what it does.
A lot of people are going to go into this thinking that you can play a lot of different leaders and just completely dismiss Storm. Like I know a lot of our local players are dismissing Storm.
Even at the last set, I showed up to one of the tournaments and everyone's, I didn't think anybody would be playing that today. And I just slaughtered a few.
Because there are a lot more tools that came out. Like you have Shocking Deathball, you have After Image, which are both like insanely good against Storm. But I don't think that it's enough. I think that a lot of people are going to come in like unprepared for Storm and it could just like steamroll everybody.
Yep.
So that's kind of our consensus. We think it's
still a juggernaut.
We'll see. I don't know if any of us are going to play it. You might.
No, I might, but we'll see.
We'll see. We got some more testing it. We got to try it.
We got some spice.
I probably won't. I'm pretty terrible with that deck. So I always don't go aggressive enough and tap out and just lose.
That was my problem with it at first. But
and what about U7? U7 have any? That was kind of rumbling. I don't really think so. It got a couple new tools with that new Frieza SR. It's pretty solid. Death Ball's pretty sick. I don't know. I don't see it happening.
The energy ramp's kind of gone because Dende's a thing. So you try to ramp, and if they're playing Dende's, you're just going to get knocked back.
Yeah.
So that's kind of...
Speaking of the sideboard cards and like new utility cards, Crisis Crusher, insane. Really good against Storm. Really good against... Announcer just gets murdered by that card.
Get murdered is Frieza.
Hercules gets murdered by that card quite a bit because all that...
Especially if you're a Wish leader. Like the fact that Shenron will never attack you until like they ramp up. And so you're never going to get those free draws early on from Hercule. And so their only way to like really do anything is like pan early on, but Crisis Crusher just stops that.
Yep.
Pretty ridiculous.
Also stops the Frieza leader too.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, the Frieza leader just gets shut down by
because it can't attack with those.
Everything early game is a 1-drop that they attack with, and you have to attack with them to search for a Dragon Ball. So if you can't attack with any of your little guys, you just never awaken or wish or whatever the hell you have.
And you also have to think like a lot of those red-blue decks that were super prevalent for so long, like they have to think about that. Like if you go in to a tournament now and like your deck is centered around like little like 1-drops, like you just get blown out by Crisis Crusher if you're not prepared.
Yep.
Yeah. So any of those like old school like red blue Hurtigarn shit just
should be a thing of the past. Hopefully,
shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about? I haven't seen many people talking about like Chain Zeno at all in the format. I don't know if it has a place.
Oh,
like
I don't know.
It always does, but it seems slightly slow and like risky tapping out for it.
It seems like the only deck playing it is Pan. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I think Pan is the only list that's really even playing Zeno at the moment.
I think Yamcha could play it. But you don't really want to, but you could. I think you could play it in Shenron. Haven't tried that. It'd be pretty crazy. Probably don't want to, but you could.
It's there.
Yeah.
I think the thing about Chain Attack is as long as it's a combo, it will always like have a place. It just depends on like how the meta turns out.
Because versus things like the like that Bergamo lockout deck could be pretty good, but I don't know if anyone's really going to play that competitively.
Yeah.
Although it does seem like a pretty sick deck.
I think matchup to matchup, it's good, but that doesn't mean people are going to play
It
it.
just gets blown out by so much stuff.
I think that deck is just auto loses to Janemba.
Really?
Like that seems like a terrible matchup because Janemba just has so many like.
You're saying Yamcha?
No, the U9.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you're trying to go slow, and it's just like. Well, I mean, it could go either way though, because like they're trying to.
That deck doesn't really have an out to Mafuba.
True.
You know, so you Mafuba that, then you also have like other
but
like
if you lock
spot
them out,
removal.
they won't even be able to attack, right? They can attack with leader.
You can attack with leader.
Okay, then
I think it just negates like 4 or less.
Yeah, so you can't play energy, but it doesn't care.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter.
And also like when they're trying to ramp up too, like the 3-drop that they're wishing out, like that's 2 more cards off the top of their deck that they're putting their energy.
What other cards we got? So we won't talk about Kami. The new Kami card is pretty bonkers. That thing basically says veggies, you die. 3 energy, all your veggies.
That card is definitely like a blowout card.
Yeah.
Like people that don't play around it are going to lose to it.
Announcer is kind of unplayable now because of that card.
I agree.
It's just a card you have to play around now, and if you don't, you're just asking to be blown out, right?
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like same thing with Crisis Crusher. Like if you're playing a deck that needs to go wide, it needs to flood the board, then you just lose to Kami. Like today at the release tournament, I was siding Kami Piccolo, and my opponent just like wasn't expecting it. Maybe it's because he didn't like see that I didn't play it game 1, but it just wasn't expecting it, and was playing like Shenron, like got a big board out and just dropped Kami and wiped everything.
Just wrecked him.
GG.
What about the new Dende? That thing, I feel like was an answer for SS3, and now SS3 RIP. It's no more.
RIP.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. That card kind of just kills any ramp decks. It makes Beerus the most unplayable dude
I think
on the earth again. Like,
I just don't think
people are gonna play it.
Yeah.
For one,
I think it's more insane in like Wish decks. The fact that you can keep bringing it back. Seems good.
I just don't see people sideboarding it. Really,
I think you would sideboard it. If you're a Wish leader, I think you would sideboard
it. The black negate brings it back. Brings it back to hand.
Pretty good.
You keep recycling.
Also, Child's Wish it back.
Power Burst is pretty sick. That's a cool card.
Yeah, Power Burst is pretty cool.
Shenron, the 4-drop, also just keep bringing it back every turn. Draw cards, bring it back. Do you get a draw 2 when you bring it back from drop?
I believe so.
Probably.
I think
so
it's
with like Shenron, that's like draw 2 and then like pop an energy, which seems pretty insane.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Play Toki.
And then the new Bulma promo, the anti-Janemba.
I think it's
how critical you think that shit's going to be?
it's a must side in Shenron
Yeah, I
decks.
feel like if you're playing a
100%.
wish deck, you have to put 3 or 4.
I'm
of those
siding
on the
4
side.
if I play it. Just saying.
Like, it
'Cause
basically
Shenron-
guarantees you the win.
Oh, yeah.
Almost like you're going to extend the game at least a couple more turns, and
Just
That could be the deciding factor right there.
Yep. I agree with that. Just side power burst and recycle them over and over.
I also think you have to be like careful with Bulma though. Like when you're playing it against Janemba decks, know that they have a lot of ways to like warp stuff.
yeah.
So when you're playing Bulma, like don't just like
Leave it
play
there?
her and leave her out there. Like you're probably gonna want to like combo her off that turn and get her back into your drop so you can bring her out next turn. Because if you just leave her out there, they're just gonna keep warping your Bulmas.
Yep.
Sick. And the last one on our list here is Dark Power Mass Saiyan. That's the one that, what does it do? I can't remember.
If your opponent plays a card, is it using an auto?
Oh, a non-keyword auto.
A non-keyword.
Oh, it's the anti-Zeno,
Anti-Zeno.
basically.
Anti-double shot Vegeta.
Anti-chain attack, anti-double shot. Basically anti-Pan, like kills Pan. Everything Pan wants to do, it just wrecks her
Kills
hand.
veggies too, right?
And it kills veggies,
Yeah. So
It's a pretty nasty card. I can see some people sneaking some wins with that.
you could just sneak
just
it in the
ruining
main.
people.
It's like a Kaba. So you just burn a life. It's a 15k, even if they're not playing.
Is
a
it just like any battle card, or does it have like a power level to it?
I think it's any. I
Is
believe.
it any?
Isn't it? Or
I
does
thought
it
it was
have,
like 15 or less or
I
something.
think it's any. I think it's when your opponent plays.
maybe it's 15 or less, but whatever.
not
Doesn't
sure.
matter.
I
A
don't
little unclear on that
don't
one.
have it.
Because
It's okay.
I thought for a reason, like, because it hits Desired decks, right? But I thought it only hit like Child's Wish.
Yeah, it might.
If,
Oh yeah.
like, I thought you could
that
still
might be
world
right.
piece
Yeah,
out
you're
something
probably right.
bigger.
I don't know. We could look it up, but
Could be wrong.
it's a lot of work. Sorry, guys. We suck.
Side deck the card. It's still good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I also think that Dark Vegeta deck, or Dark Vegeta, that's like the 3-drop 1900. Like, if Hercule does see a lot of play, I still think people are going to play Hercule.
Oh, for sure, dude. People are. Shout out to Kurt. Hercule strong, dude.
Because that's if you expect like if you're scared of Storm and you expect it to be really good, I mean Hercule's still the best counter
Yeah,
to
Hercule just
Storm.
eats Storm alive.
It's just the hard counter.
Yeah, just
And you still
free
got
victory.
more utility. Like you do have like Gogeta now, so you can just like play him, demolish their hand. But that's the play. It, like if you expect to see a lot of that, like siding the Vegeta could be good. Just being able to take their hand down to like 10 for nothing, and then he's a 1900 crit, which is like pretty good against Hercule. Like they have to combo like out of that.
Yep. Well, yeah. If you play, I would say with that Vegeta, that Black Mass saying, if they play Goku Oob, I'm pretty sure they discard cards off that too.
Yeah.
So it just takes those plays away from them. Just takes neg
you
twos.
lose 2 cards from your hand. Now you lose 3 more or whatever. 2 more.
Ugh,
Ouch. Not that Hercule cares, but
hard cast.
hard
That's
cast.
too different.
What do you guys think about the new Secret Rare? You think we're going to see that? I think we'll see it. I just don't know if it's relevant.
I think it's a lot better than people think it is.
Well, yeah.
So-
it always is. Or if you're so, this set's terrible. It's not terrible. It's just you don't know how to use it yet.
If you played something that revolves around that and you don't get Mafuba'd, I don't know.
I think every secret rare has this application. Like
I mean,
if you're
Demigod,
given,
like, that was nothing. I was playing that in a Demigod deck, and I was like, "Oh, this card's goofy."
Demigod leader.
Yeah, Demigod leader. But it was like, you
hey,
can
release
never,
tournament, this dude demigored me like 5 times in the game, and I still won.
You still won because fucking apes, dude. I can't deal with barrier. What am I supposed to do? I don't know.
That felt, I just want to put that out there because it felt pretty good.
Hey, all I know is ARG States beat him in the last round, and the ARG States before that beat him in Top Cut. So
It's okay. It's whatever.
Who'd you lose to this time?
don't worry about me, dude. Shit, worry about yourself. Your weak ass deck, dude.
But I think the one thing about that secret rare is like situationally, it's like insane.
Yeah.
Like given the right moment, but it's not something like Demigra
It's
where
like a win more card. It's like I'm already winning. Let me drop this and win the game right now.
Yeah, the part I don't like about it is that Gogeta's a triple strike before you evolve, and it's just what's the point, right?
because like
He's a finisher already.
Yeah.
It's a like finish with that second finisher. Okay.
you
Yeah,
would need a
exactly.
deck like centered around, but that has like a lot of Vegetas and
I
Gokus.
guess if you did like a deck that's like just stall, never play anything until you play the big Gogeta, then you play that, you just kill him in one turn. It's
like
an
in
OTK.
Shenron or something,
Yeah, like
give
an
it
OTK
triple
deck.
attack.
Like I said, I think the card will win games. I don't know.
I feel like you have to lose to it.
It's not as
pretty hard.
impactful as like other secret rares. You know, like
Yeah.
Demigra just comes down and it's just like
Let me
it just takes
steal
over
your
the
whole
game. Yeah.
plan. Yeah. I don't know. We don't really have much more. But
What'd you call this? Scouter chat?
Scoutercast, dude. Damn, it's filthy. It's a brand name.
It's a brand name?
It's a brand name. You don't want to trademark it. Get a website and shit. Not actually. We got Phil over here behind the camera.
No, said the producer.
Phil, the producer, apparently. Come in here last night. I built him a deck. These guys have been training hard for the last month. He comes in and wins the release tournament.
You guys told me to play garbage at the tournament today. Both of you told me to play garbage.
Okay, so what about like
said we
talking
need
about
promos.
your experience going to big tournaments? So like,
Just talk so quiet.
because you just started getting into competitive gaming.
Yeah, this is the first card game I've ever played.
So LA, what was your first? Was it Origins? Was your first?
Origins, and that was a fucking onslaught of 5 days of 12 hours.
So
a
what
day.
was like your thought process since you're new to competitive gaming? What is your thought process going into that tournament? And then like now that you've been to a few,
My thought process was let's have some fun and get a bunch of championship packs.
Yep.
Not sell them, not making money.
Don't
That
talk
was
about
cool.
that.
Yeah, that was stupid.
we
Open
never
in-
making money.
Shout out to Cooler, dude.
Look
Shout
back
out
in
to Cooler.
look in the past video. How many coolers we pulled?
We don't play this game to make money.
That's okay. But I don't know. I kind of went there just, I went last minute with Alex.
Yep.
And we stayed in the shittiest hotel.
Don't talk about that
possible.
either.
Yeah, it just smelled, all my clothes smelled like cigarettes afterwards. It was terrible.
The worst.
But it's like,
Shout out to Columbus.
it took me from like kind of wanting to get into the game, and we didn't really have a real team yet. I just had the channel. We kind of did some casual shit.
Yep.
And then it was like, oh, I beat a lot of people, and we got like second and third and fourth in the team tournament.
Yep.
Oh shit, we're not bad. Like, we can actually contend. And I was like, maybe we should like go a little harder on this and
Yeah.
try.
The coming out
Yeah,
moment.
shout out to Rishi.
Oh, Rishi, bro.
His third place, and hey, bro, can you join the team, dog? But yeah, I don't know. It was pretty sick. And then LA was my second big tournament.
That was like your breakout
Yeah,
tournament.
that was like the
Yeah.
big tournament. I played one deck for a long time before that. We sat and we went through it, and I went in and was like in the zone all day.
Yep.
The only thing I lost to was Storm, which is just, you couldn't beat it.
It was the first tournament with Storm too.
It was, the one, it
yeah.
was the big coming out of Storm. It was like we had known about that deck before, and we tested against it, and Russell actually almost played it. You just needed to sleeve it up.
It did. I literally had it. No, I had it sleeved up. I just didn't write the deck list.
Oh,
I literally had it in my backpack and was thinking about
'Cause I know
doing
we
it. And
tried it
I,
the night before we left, and we're like, damn.
I just did.
did we?
You were asleep on the couch.
Well, I was sleeping in an airport, so I literally was up for 24 hours and just was too tired. I literally was just like, I'm just gonna try and find some sleep.
Bowden played a regional in Australia and then messaged me and said Blue Yellow Herudagard's really strong. And we were like, eh.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that.
But yeah, like LA, I came in like 18th, and
Yep.
honestly, I probably could have won the last round had I not been like, I literally ate 2 granola bars, 3 monsters all day, and was like, I forgot to charge energy in the last round, like just making dumb mistakes, and then he draws into like 2 Mafubas and a negate, and I lose. It was gonna get a tie, but it was like, damn, all right, I can do it, and I can beat a lot of good people. So
Yeah, I
I don't know.
mean,
And you guys have played. Well, you
Long
guys are both
time.
from Yu-Gi-Oh. Long time.
ugh.
Yeah. I think the cool thing about this, Nats, is so I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! When it first came out. And I went to the very first Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals when I was like 10 years old. And it was at Columbus, Ohio. So you fast forward like 15 years or so. And like the first DBS Nationals is in Columbus, Ohio. It's pretty cool.
What year did you go for your first Nats?
It was like,
Was it 07?
no, it was like way before that.
Oh, the first
Like
Nats.
the first Nats.
Oh, got you.
Old school.
No, my first Yu-Gi-Oh! Nats, I think, was 07, the Troop Dupe Scoop.
Yeah.
If anyone knows about that.
No idea what that is.
Yeah, I
Nah,
know
dude,
you
we were
don't.
yada locking people and whatnot.
shit.
Come on, dude.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, I know you both kind of left Yu-Gi-Oh to play this game. Like, why?
I think me and Alex, our experience is pretty similar. We talked about this like multiple
Yeah.
times where like DBS feels a lot like old school Yu-Gi-Oh! In the fact that it's like a battle of resources.
Yep.
Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day was all about who could manage their resources better, especially during like GOAT format, which is like pretty, if you don't know Yu-Gi-Oh! You probably heard at least about GOAT format. And DBS is in the same way where like whoever manages their resources best is going to win.
Yeah, I kind of feel DBS. I don't know what you guys feel, but I think like 85%, 80% of the plays are pretty autopilot. But it's that 10 to 15% of the difference in play is what really makes a difference in matches. A 5K combo
To
here.
me, it's like all hand management, resource. It's all resource managed. Like, what did you put down for energy? Did you predict what they're going to do?
Yep.
And did you have the right pieces in hand? Did you take the damage when you should have? Did you block the crit at the right time? And I think sequencing is pretty important, especially in like technical decks. Like,
for sure.
In Storm, if you sequence wrong, your turn's over. But you sequence right, you're attacking like 7 more times. I
just can't think of another game that sequencing is as important in this game as it is in another game. Even like Yu-Gi-Oh, you can screw up your combo halfway through and still fix your board and win the game. That's what I was just saying. So
yeah,
I don't know.
What do you guys think about the competitive? I mean, you've gone to which ones? You went to San Jose, Russell. You went to LA,
Portland, and Vegas.
Yep.
And you went to
Vegas twice.
You went to the very first one in Vegas.
Yeah, the first one in Vegas was lit.
And you never even played a game versus another person, right?
Nope. I had sat home and solitaire because I had no locals. And then it was my first tournament I ever went to was there. And I think I went to the 7th round, X2, and then dropped to go to the strip because we had spent like 12 hours in Swiss by the 9th round.
It's not worth it.
It was awful.
Yeah, I mean, like, how does it compare competitively to Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, better, worse?
I don't personally feel like there's a tense of a competitive atmosphere.
Well, it's just in its first year.
Yeah, so I think it's only going to get better.
We'll see. We'll see at Nationals. I think it's going to be.
I think Nationals is going to be amazing for that kind of stuff. But
I think it's also pretty insane that like a game in its first year, like it's had so many big tournaments. Like we've hit 500 people in a tournament within its first year.
It's crazy.
Like you have a Nationals with over $20,000 in prize support.
It was 20 grand added, wasn't it? They added 20.
It was 20 grand, I think, on top of what was already.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They added 20 grand on top of their price,
which is insane for your first year. Like, I don't know, you can't really ask for more.
Shout out to Jim for making that happen.
That's
like,
right.
It was crazy. It went from everyone, I'm not going to Nats to, oh shit.
Oh shit. Talk about that with a $525
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna need that
Amex card.
quick.
I also think like this is like the most testing that as a group we've done for a tournament in DBS.
Completely blind.
Yeah.
Like there's like the last in like LA and Vegas. Vegas was kind of slightly blind. We knew Storm and we got the secret, Hercule Spice a couple days before. We're like, ooh, let's try this deck.
Yeah.
And it was probably the best deck, although it didn't win. But
like I feel like we've been very nonchalant about our deck choices going into big tournaments. Like it's worked out.
Wait, shout out to Danny for showing the spice. Is that what you're saying?
Like I know for what is it? Because we were kind of talking about this too, though. Like San Jose, when I got my first top, was Mecha Frieza format, and literally the entire format. Like we both ran SS3, red blue, and that was like my favorite deck. But then going into San Jose, I wouldn't have played Mecha Apes if Bandai didn't announce the errata on Mecha. And then it was like a couple days before I was like, I'm going to pick up the deck and like play it just because I want to like play it before the effect changes. And I ended up doing pretty good. It was like 500 man tournament and I was 6th or 7th, I think, after Swiss.
Yep.
And then got bodied on stream by Danny Hype and Top 32.
that's what happens, dude.
But it changes your mind like that too. Like going into Portland, like when I was on stream for the finals in Portland, like I thought about that matchup with Danny before. I was like, there's no way I'm losing on stream.
My only stream was in San Jose and got destroyed round 1. So if you go back to that stream, you can watch me get destroyed. It's
all
cool.
shit talkers on Twitch for talking a lot. Oh my god, he's terrible.
It was nonstop.
I mean, you are. But.
Oh, dude, even before I sat down, like Danny Hype is like the people's champ, So like going into that match, like nobody wanted me to win.
And it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. No, it was like a 10-minute match.
I said blowout.
It was so quick.
Yeah.
Battering laser.
So you guys like the direction they're taking the game? I feel like the last 2 sets have been really good. World Tournament was like, everyone's, oh, this deck's terrible. Or not deck, the set is, they've said this about the last few sets. It's terrible. Nothing's going to change. And I feel like it affected the meta in such a big way. And set 5 should be very interesting because I think there's so much there that no one's talked. Like everyone's got all these kind of initial thinkings, but there's so much there that all these like tech pieces and weird new things that I don't know. I feel like it's going in a good direction.
I think set 5 has so many options of everything, right? So much utility in it and everything like that. But I don't, by the time Nats comes around, I don't think people have enough time to really figure out what's in this set. I definitely think strong decks are going to come out after Nationals. Maybe not even the strongest deck is played at Nationals, but I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah. I also think going into a big tournament too, there's a lot to say about like comfort picks.
Yeah.
Like if you think a deck is overwhelmingly like the best deck, like going to Vegas, like Hercule was insane for that tournament because like nobody knew about it. But like for me at Portland, I went with mono blue just because it was what I was playing the most and I was comfortable with it.
That's the same thing at LA
For you,
is
yeah.
like I took red blue SS3. I knew that the super aggro decks were coming, and it had a really bad matchup. But it was like I tacked in a few cards. I was able to beat a Trunks, Trunks aggro deck with the 1-drops in one of the later rounds because I had the blockers, I had all the extra counter cards, and it's just like I know this deck. I can beat almost everyone with it. I'll take a couple losses, but I'll do really well. So it's like it pays off.
Well, if you know your deck like better than your opponent knows their deck, a lot of times you can even play through the bad matchups.
Yeah.
Agree with that. I still didn't like that LA event. Worst time rules ever.
Yeah. So what about the time rules? I think they're in a
Way
good
better
place now.
Oh, they put it exactly what I was hoping they'd put it to the whole time.
It's what it should have been the whole time. It's just
Instead of me going 403 at LA and getting knocked
get
out.
good, dude. I've yet to get a draw. What's good?
So terrible.
here.
Literally attacking for game. Time's called. People stare at the clock and I'm attacking and they just, I'm not going to get, look, time, sign the sheet and leave. Oh my God.
True.
That
I think
was
that's
the
another
worst.
thing too. When you're going into a big event, like don't like actively be out there to rule shark people. But if you're
Yeah.
paying money to fly to an event and your opponent is playing slow, like, I mean, you can be polite about it. Ask them to play faster, and if they continue to, warn them a couple times, but if they continue to play at the same slow pace, like call a judge over. That's what they're there for,
Yeah. Put it in
Definitely.
their hands.
Get good.
Get good, dude.
Get great.
Get great.
What do you guys think about pricing for? I mean, I want that pan. Is it bad that I want third?
So what? First place is what again?
First
Shenron.
place is Shenron, which is pretty dope.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty
I do
cool.
like
That's
the
Second place,
They're
is
all
what?
good.
Soul
Everything.
Soul Striker.
Soul Striker, pretty
Yep.
dope. Pan, dope. And then
SS4 is the only bad one.
SS4 is like
Yeah, and then there's
why
Cell.
though?
Cell's
Yeah.
one, right?
Cell,
Yeah.
Everyone's like, I don't want top 16. I want top 32. Dog.
I get that cell. I'm going to use that leader.
Hell
If
yeah,
you
dude.
make top 32 and you lose, you're gonna feel bad.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but you feel bad that you have that leader.
Did you guys see the pricing for the Gunslinger tournament?
It's really
insane.
good.
It's incredible. It's really good.
What? So do you guys know what Gunslinger is exactly? I don't really understand. It's just a single elimination or something, right?
No,
Or-
as far as I understand, is you sit and play for 10 rounds, best of one, and however many wins you get in 10 rounds, that's what your pricing is based off of. And the top,
Oh, I see. So it's points.
yes.
All right. So
and
it's
so
like 10 to 12 or 10 points gets XYZ.
So, like, potentially, if the tournament is small enough, the first, second, third place winners who get medal cards could not be undefeated. They could could have 2 losses.
That's
they could,
cool.
right? And but to get the big pricing, I guess aside from the medal cards, you have to go X1 to get it. It's
I'm looking forward to that. I kind of wish there was a team event.
And there's
I feel like-
mats. Do you get mats for
Yeah,
Gunslinger
there's
too?
mats.
Is it the
There's
cloth
mats,
ones?
I think. Yeah.
Did you see that the Winamat is a double-sided or 2-player cloth mat?
Yeah. This looks sick.
Fire.
Super dope.
Well, the double-sided cloth mat, it was the rubber mat, one of the regionals, right?
No, no. This one
I think
is.
it's specific.
This one's just for this.
It's a graphic they've used before, though. It's
a graphic
The
they
Goku
do
with like all the
lines
characters on the
the
side,
rainbow
right?
characters. Yeah.
They've been using that graphic for nationals a lot. That's probably where you've seen it.
Okay, I could have sworn they gave it out to us at regional.
I really wish they were doing a team event. Like,
Come on, Jim.
I feel like it was like at Origins when we did the team event. It was so much fun.
Because they don't want us to dominate,
It
dude.
was, yeah, no, they're scared.
Yeah.
You're scared.
Oh, we could have 3 of us.
Oh my
It would
god.
be game over.
Yeah, yeah. We'd have a tough time picking which decks to play, though. I feel like,
Just play the same decks.
yeah,
Just play Ginyu, Androids.
that's so
And
gross.
Storm.
I'm not playing Androids again, dude. That was rough. Literally, just get slaughtered by Chrisabella 5 times. Because he played U7 and just like,
Hey, you're running back
he
with new
played
droids,
Guinea
though.
Pig, he's just
Yeah.
like, I'll just scoop, dude. I'll just go home. Like, I'll go get a hot dog over at the stand if you want to, like, just kill me.
Eating pizza.
Because we've done this like 4 times. Like, terrible. What about that BCC app, though? I'm excited.
I'm not excited for the points being QR codes, but whatever.
Yeah, I saw someone posted one. My immediate thought was like, I busted my phone out and tried to scan it. I couldn't do it. I was like, if you're gonna do that, I'm gonna try. Why not, dude?
I think it's cool though.
It's cool, but like, it shouldn't be a code.
It should be definitely the app should rank people. Like day one,
Well,
dude
it
had
should
16
be-
points.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous.
So
And there's other people that have like 18 shit already. Like, you're not going. I mean, maybe they're going to that many and they're winning. But
on the very first day,
no, that person's
on.
not. Especially when it's like the same amount as a whole package. Like,
When does it start again?
it's already started.
Oh, has it really?
yeah, any
I-
locals.
It was released
Yeah.
to set 5.
Okay.
I think our first chance is.
It's just not the release.
So like Shane's will probably have
Shane's
it.
will probably have it. Yeah.
I'm about to get them points.
I know. That's
Yeah,
why.
right.
That's why I get
Taking
it.
me out, dude.
Yeah. Right.
Would you even play?
You wish. The deck.
He's not telling you now. He wants his points.
Dude, I'm showing up with that
Okay.
set one chomp.
I'm playing that anti-John dot deck.
You don't know what I'm playing.
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna bring like 3 decks.
3 decks
Yeah.
and just pick. You're just gonna look.
It's just like round
my
1,
shoulder.
I'm gonna slip Shane some money, be like, match me up with him.
Let's go.
You pull out that deck and be like, oh, okay.
It's fucked up, dude.
That's what we do.
All right. So we got 1 week. We're about to go in that hyperbolic time chamber, dude.
We've been in the chamber.
We've been in there. I feel like we've like.
Oh, we got the secret spice.
We got some secret spice. We'll see if it works. I don't know what I'm playing.
I have no idea.
Disassembled all my decks and haven't rebuilt them. So
I'll probably decide Thursday night since we have to register on Friday. Can't decide Friday night.
yeah. Shout out to Ty. R.I.P.
So rip.
He's showing up at like 10 p.m. Thursday night
Crazy.
or Friday.
He better pray.
Yeah.
Better than showing up like 8 a.m. that day.
Well, I think you have to
go hard,
register.
dude.
on Friday.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah. I never seen someone so delusional.
Dude, I swear, in LA, like round 5, like I was so tired, I was high. That's how tired I was. Like the room, like I was just out of it. Like my opponent would go through his turn and it would go through my turn. And I would just like, I don't even remember like those turns happening.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, shout out to Devin. Let us borrow hella cards.
He's a supplier, dude.
I mean, so
Buys a case and he's like, you guys can take whatever you want. Just bring it back.
shit.
Thank you, sir.
Very much.
Thank you for everyone at our locals too that's trading us promos and letting us borrow promos. Much appreciated.
Yep.
Yo, we picked up tons of promos today.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We need more though. That's why we're doing it. We're going hard the next
all
like
the
4
promos.
days. Need all the promos. Need all the Super 17s.
Just buy them out so no one can play them.
Easy money.
So
All the Babas, dude. Spice.
All the Babas.
Yeah.
Card's pretty good. Card's pretty good, dude.
If you're not playing Baba, then you're going to lose nationals.
you say that now, watch it win.
Prediction?
Yeah. Play Baba.
You better be playing all the Baba cards
put
and
one-
that weird mummy guy.
You're putting one Baba on your side deck. But look, see, I said play it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just like drop it out of your deck.
So for those that have watched the video this long, what's the super secret spice?
the super
So if you
secret
play
spice.
if you play that Yamcha deck right here, this guy, and you beat Russell in any of the rounds with the Yamcha deck,
What?
he'll give you something. I don't know what it is, but something. Because we're cutting that out for sure.
Yeah, we are. That got a little.
I was like,
That got a little creepy.
Give you something.
a little handy jam in the back.
Just grab out my backpack.
I don't know what's in there.
Yeah, nobody does.
All right.
So yeah.
Good luck to anybody we see at the tournament.
Yeah, dude.
Excited to
See
get
us,
out
say
there.
hi.
And yeah,
We don't have anything special for you. We're not a big team. We fund ourselves. So
we'll have the jerseys and all that
we'll
cool
have our
stuff.
jerseys.
So.
Come say hi. We're friendly.
My trademark hat. You see me with it
Russell's-
at every single tournament.
Russell's got the Go
The
Cougs.
trademark hat.
Go Cougs.
Go Cougs.
The Cougs, Doug.
Dude, Cougs are 9-1. Their only loss was a fluke too.
Doesn't matter. They still lost.
Technically 10-0.
No, they're not. They're
They are
technically
technically-
The one we
excellent.
watched in Applebee's? No, that was you,
No,
Dub.
that was you, Dub.
That was
Just
you, Dub.
cooging it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
It's not called Cougie anymore.
It's always
Husking it.
Let's get it. All right. But thanks for watching. We'll see you next week at Nats. Like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. If you like this, let us know. We might try to do more. It's pretty fun. So,
comment if you want to see any
see.
videos.
yeah. We'll see. I know we had requests for a Mass Saiyan deck and a Majin Vegeta deck. Neither of those I don't think are very relevant, but we can see if we can come up with something.
Majin
Get it out there.
Vegeta was good before this set came out though.
Okay, let's check this out.
Yeah.
We might come up with something.
After Nats, comment
Yeah,
whatever you
after
want.
Nats.
We'll build stuff right now. We're pretty meta hard right, now,
we
but
don't
yeah,
even leave the house.
pretty much.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right.